We call it a night. Gedion Kyalo, the founder of the Goodrich Group of Schools and Goodrich Foundation, has been honored with the Global Education and Supplies Education Award for his outstanding contribution in education. So Kyalo has a passion for slow learners. If you're wondering why, well, it's because he too was a slow learner. It took him 14 years to complete primary education instead of 8 years. Considered an academic failure by both teachers and students, he gave up on education until one teacher, Paul Maingi, saw his potential and helped him become the man he is today, entrusted with the academic future of more than 1,000 students.
I was always the not for our last number in the school, and due to that case, when I reached Form 3, I said one day when I finish the school, I will start a school so that I can prove to the world that slow learners are not failure, but they are just go slowly and achieve what they need to achieve in goal if they are given the light, conducive environment.
All learners are there, and if they are there, we cannot kill them, because I know the intelligent quotient are differently, and that is why you have heard men have killed themselves, because they don't see them being valued by their parents, by their colleague members. They are seeing the top ones. Could it be me? Just by having a party for all of them, or anything for all of them, though it cannot be done, would be better.
Gedion Kyalo is the founder of a group of schools with slightly more than 1,000 students. He strongly believes that each child is different and teachers should be trained to identify each child's potential. His own academic path was painful. He was always last in every examination, often beaten, ignored and isolated. He narrates to us how once a teacher told him it would be better to lick sugar than have him as a child. His own mother, who was also his class teacher in class 3, was distressed and could not stomach his performance and negative behavior. Other teachers would mock her. In class 4, he became rebellious, truant, often pickpocketing as part of a gang of school dropouts.
I repeated so many classes. It took me 14 years instead of 8 years in primary schools. That means I had to repeat some classes more than 3 times.
His father, now deceased, joined his school, Vulia Primary School, as a teacher when he was in class 6. Unlike his mother, he never beat him, abused him or quarreled with him. He even went the extra mile to hire a private tutor for him, telling him often that he could not change how he had been created. But his turning point came in class 6 when his head teacher, Paul Maingi, caught him stealing school milk.
He was shivering, he was crying because he did not know what are the results later. But I really tried to talk to him.
Maingi did the unexpected. The other teachers were appalled and strongly resisted his decision.
I made him a head boy of the school because I did not like him to escape away. And the one whom was the head boy, I demoted him because he did not got him when he was stealing the milk. And the teachers denied Mr. Kyalo to become a head boy. And I resisted that. My word is a final word as a head of the institution.
This one act motivated Kyalo even as his classmates made fun of him, wondering how a failure could lead them. Maingi made him the one to teach his classmates concepts so that he could learn by teaching.
Slow learners like you to recognize them and to value them and to give them duties that they may realize that well, I'm not a slow learner.
Maingi, even though the government discourages repeating in schools, believes that for learners without high IQs,
government is killing a reputation, but they will be killing many people of God. Because many repeated, and they are the one now doing marvelous things. To repeat is not a sickness. Even if to repeat 4 times, it gives you more efforts of understanding more better than what you were when you came to that class.
He gradually improved academically until he did his KCPE, scoring a C- equivalent, and went to Changuli Secondary School. However, it wasn't any better for him. He was much older than the other students. Other students made fun of him. Teachers would dictate notes. He struggled to read and write, and the teaching methodology made it worse. Schoolwork frustrated him, and it was here that he had the vision to start his own school for learners like him. Eventually, he scored a C-. He later enrolled for a business course at the Kenya Polytechnic, where some tutors also likened his handwriting and understanding level to that of a pre-uni child. Regardless, he graduated, worked odd jobs as a hotel cleaner, sales rep, selling tea and mandazi. With his savings and seed capital, he established Goodrich schools. It was his teacher, Paul Maingi, who laid the foundation stone. The school grew with 20 pupils in 2008 as a daycare. In 2011, it grew with 37 pupils. In 2015, the first candidate sat for KCPE. In 2016, the school population grew to 900 and 1,200 by 2017.
I want you, the parents and children caregivers, that as Lolana is not a problem. It's only is on the God nature, because the children is not their wish, is their God created.
Learners could better understand with the old tradition quickly, but with the new curriculum, as I have seen, it has a lot of work and a lot of activities. And you know, sometimes a child, when lacking behind, doesn't want to be recognized.
After the release of the KCSE and KCP 2019, a big concern is what happens to the candidates who perform poorly, below the average C grade. Where do they go? What becomes of them?
To these Ofundis schools, not many really will be pleased. They will don't just join the villagers, those boys. Because they know even if they go there, they don't have an idea of this is. Could he be accepted to repeat?
Gedion Kyalo is now celebrated as a global champion for slow learners. His story, he hopes, will encourage many like him who struggle in school and believe that they cannot succeed. Dorcas Wangera, Citizen TV.